Afterimages. Here's one you can test right now. Stare at a bright red square on your screen for about 20 seconds, then quickly look at a blank white wall or sheet of paper. Suddenly, a ghostly green square will appear out of nowhere. No, your room isn't haunted. That's your brain playing tricks with something called an afterimage. So why does this happen? Your eyes are lined with special light sensors called cones. They're tuned to different colors, red, green, and blue. When you stare at one intense color for too long, such as red, those red detectors get tired and stop sending a strong signal. But the rest of your color detectors are still wide awake, so your brain fills in the gap with the opposite color, green. It's kind of like when you press your hand on your arm for a while and then feel a weird tingly patch after you let go. Your body's way of resetting. The same thing happens with camera flashes. You know that glowing white blob that follows you around after someone takes your photo? Yep, that's just an afterimage on overdrive. In other words, your eyes aren't broken. They're just recalibrating reality. Eye twitching. You know that moment when your eyelid suddenly starts doing the cha-cha without your permission? Yeah, that's an eye twitch. It comes out of nowhere, making you look like you're hiding something. And the worst part is no one else even notices it, leaving you sitting there wondering if you're glitching like a broken video game character. But what's actually happening? Eye twitching, or myokymia if you want the fancy term, is basically your eyelid muscles firing off little spasms. It happens because the nerves around your eyes send stray signals, even when you don't want them to. The main culprits? Stress, fatigue, too much caffeine, or just staring at screens until your eyeballs want to revolt. Sometimes it's your body's way of saying, hey buddy, maybe close your laptop and get some sleep. The cool part is, it's totally harmless for most people. Sure, it feels weird, but it usually stops after a few seconds. Doctors say unless it sticks around for weeks or spreads to other parts of your face, it's nothing to worry about. So next time your eye starts twitching, don't panic. You're not possessed. You're just running low on sleep, hydration, or chill. Blue field phenomenon. All right, so you survived the random eyelid dance. But here's another eye glitch you've probably noticed and thought, wait, am I seeing actual atoms or something? It's called the blue field phenomenon. And yes, the name comes straight from how you discover it, by staring at a clear blue sky. Look long enough and you might notice tiny white dots darting around like little sparkles. No, your eyes aren't broken, and you're not unlocking a hidden superpower. What you're actually seeing are your own white blood cells in motion. Here's the sciencey bit. Your retina has photoreceptors that detect light, but blue light from the sky is especially intense. When it hits, you can literally see the white blood cells moving, because they don't absorb blue light the same way red blood cells do. The result? Those little squiggly, darting dots across your vision. It sounds kind of trippy, right? But fun fact, this is one of the only times you're directly aware of your own biology in real time, without needing a microscope. Basically, you've just caught your vision glitching into biology mode, eye floaters. Now let's talk about those squiggly little blobs or cobweb-like shapes that drift across your vision, especially when you're staring at a bright, plain background like a white wall. These are called floaters. At first glance, they might sound a lot like the blue field phenomenon we talked about earlier, but they're totally different. Blue field is you seeing white blood cells racing around your retina. Floaters, on the other hand, are actual physical bits inside your eye. Here's the deal. Your eyeball is mostly filled with a clear, jelly-like substance called the vitreous. Over time, little clumps of collagen or protein form in there. When light passes through, they cast shadows on your retina. So what you're seeing is literally eye debris photobombing your vision. It's usually nothing to stress over, just a natural part of how the eye ages. But because they're floating in liquid, they move when your eyes move, which is why they feel so slippery and impossible to pin down. But if you suddenly see a ton of new ones at once, that's your cue to stop laughing and call an eye doctor. Palinopsia. Up next on the list of weird eye glitches. Palinopsia. Say what? Don't worry, it's easier than it sounds and way weirder than anything you've experienced so far. Imagine you're staring at a bright neon sign or a flashy image, then you turn away, and the image sticks around, ghosting your vision like it's on loop. You blink, it's still there, move your eyes, and it trails behind like it's stubbornly following you. Unlike the quick afterimages you've seen before, palinopsia can linger and even repeat itself, making your own vision feel like a glitchy Instagram filter. It's often described as a visual echo, like your brain refuses to hit the delete button. Usually, it's your brain's visual processing getting a little overexcited. Migraines, certain medications, recreational drug use, or other neurological quirks can make the images stick around longer than they should. Basically, your brain is just holding on to a memory of what you saw forever. For most people, it's more bizarre than alarming, but it's also fascinating, a window into how your brain and eyes collaborate and sometimes misbehave to construct reality. So, next time a neon logo refuses to disappear, don't panic. Consider it a free bonus feature from your eyes. Phosphenes. Ever rub your eyes so hard that your vision lights up like a private fireworks show? Congratulations, you've just summoned Phosphenes. Phosphenes are those little flashes, sparks, or geometric patterns that appear when your eyes are stimulated in unusual ways. And here's the wild part. No actual light is needed. Pressure, sudden movement, or even sneezing can trigger these visual oddities. Basically, your retina and optic nerve are firing off signals, and your brain interprets them as light even though no actual light entered your eyes. People see all sorts of patterns. Tiny stars, zigzags, or rainbow-like swirls. Others get swirling tunnels of color or short-lived flashes in the corners of their vision, like your own personal built-in light show. Next time your tired eyes or a sudden sneeze sparks a burst of colors, just enjoy the mini visual spectacle. Phosphenes are unpredictable, dazzling, and proof that your brain and eyes can turn even the simplest actions into a private fireworks display. Dry eye blur. And finally, let's talk about dry eye blur, the glitch that hits when your eyes are just plain over it. You know the feeling. Your vision goes a little fuzzy, things look smudged, and blinking feels like you're trying to swipe a foggy phone screen. This happens because your eyes aren't getting enough moisture. Tears do more than make your eyes look shiny. They create a smooth, even surface for light to hit your retina. When your tear film gets low or uneven, your vision starts acting like a low-quality video feed, blurry, shaky, and glitchy. It can be triggered by staring at screens for too long, being in dry air, not blinking enough, or even wearing contacts for extended periods. Your eyes are basically screaming, "Hydrate me, human!" Here's the fun part. Your brain and eyes try to compensate. You might squint, blink rapidly, or even tilt your head, but the blur keeps playing its little trick on you until you give your eyes some relief. Drops, a humidifier, or a quick screen break. So when the world around you starts looking like it's running through a smudge filter, just listen to your eyes. Give them a splash of moisture.
And that's a peek into some of the strangest ways your eyes can glitch. What a ride. Which of these eye glitches made you go, wait, what? The most? Or have you ever experienced one yourself? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed diving into the strange, funny, and sometimes trippy world of your own vision, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.